Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my friend. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rizky Ahmad Mauludin, and I will be serving as your moderator today. Welcome to this presentation by Group 6. You will be hearing our presentation about our journal article entitled The Role of Civic Education in Creating Good Citizens in Post-Pandemic Era. Praise to God, let us always erupt a sense of worship and praise to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who gave His mercy and grace to us, so that we can all get together in a healthy state without lacking in nothing. First of all, I would like to thank you to the honorable person, my lecturer, Dr. Saifullah MSI and Nisrina MPD, and all my beloved friends. And now, I would like to invite Mrs. Hannah to present abstract of this journal article. So, Mrs. Hannah, the time is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Hannah Rizman with my student ID number is 2007024. I'm going to talk about abstract. The purpose of this study is to determine the role of civic education in the pandemic period in realizing good citizenship. Renewing the direction of citizenship education is one of the solutions needed to overcome the long impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. To see what impact the COVID-19 pandemic will cause by linking it with civic teaching methods and materials. This is because civic education is the history of the formation of nation, the values of patriotism and love for the country, the spirit of defending the country and manners. The new direction that the author means here is a form of civic education that is more capable of producing citizens who have a law-abiding attitude, strengthening national unity and integrity, implying social norms that exist in society in digital era. Being a good citizen is an important goal of civic education.
Thank you, Hannah, for the presentation. And now, I will explain about the introduction of this journal article. In 2020 is a very difficult year, as we all know that currently there is a health disaster, namely the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 is not an individual problem. It is not a group problem. It is not a problem of several groups, but it is a problem for everyone, even around the world today. And one of the sectors most affected is education sector. The current problems are not only related to economy and health, but also education, because education is one of the most important factors in life. Especially in this case, civic education, which is the gateway to shaping the quality of citizens in the future for the progress of the Indonesian state amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Currently, education in Indonesia has not been going well. There are many obstacles faced in the civic education process in the post-pandemic era. However, civic education must still be implemented to form a good citizenship character in Indonesian society. This is also supported by Keputusan Mendikbud nomor 56/U/1994 tentang pedoman penyusunan kurikulum perguruan tinggi dan penilaian hasil belajar siswa, which explain the guidelines for the preparation of the curriculum, which regulates that Pancasila education, religious education, and civic education are classified as subjects that must be given both in the learning process and in lectures. This gives an indication that the government has long ago realized the importance of civic education in shaping the nature of good citizenship in Indonesian society. The purpose of this journal article was to determine the role of civic education in the post-pandemic era in creating good citizens. In addition, to see what the effects the pandemic has caused by relating it to the methods and teaching materials of civics. Being a good citizen is an important thing, which is the goal of civic education. With the creation of good citizens who have the knowledge capacity of the citizen to participate in the life of society, nation, and state. This pandemic period is a difficult time for everyone. This is a challenge for civic education in achieving its goals of creating good citizens. Even though the goal remains the same, civic education during a pandemic is different from before pandemic lies in the process. During the pandemic, civic education was often associated with efforts to restore the state to its previous condition. Next one is Rosa to explain the method of this journal article.
Hello everyone, for those who don't know me, my name is Rosa Adelia with study ID number 2003858. Today I'm going to be talking about the method in our journal article. The design of this study is literature review, which is a study that reviews or critically reviews the knowledge, ideas, or finding contained in a body of academic-oriented literature, as well as formulating its theoretical and methodological contributions to a particular topic. Literature review is conducted based on several international journals, conducted using several databases concerns about the research of research civic education, good citizens, and post-pandemic era. The search for journal articles used in the 2011 to 2021 range use title keywords such civic education, good citizens, and post-pandemic era, which are identified based on the relevance of the journal's content and relevance of research topic. Then, the article that have been grouped research analyze the explanations of the structure of the interrelationship of article and research topics. Then, the author compare if they are journals that are interconnected. Analysis of the journal literature review research using critical appraisal method. Critical appraisal is the process of journal analysis that is used to be a basic of the theory related to the differences, similarities, and shortcomings of the journal use. That's it for me. I'd like to turn to my friend. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Rosa for the explanation. So, let's move on to Genta that will explaining about the research of this journal article.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, nama saya Genta Rizky Fitrian, NIM 1801119. Here I wanted to present you the findings of our research. So the main findings of our research is about the civic education, how civic education can help combat the negative effect that has been brought by the COVID-19 pandemic in the post-pandemic era. So the civic education, the main goal of civic education is to create good and smart citizen. So the core of civic education is about character building. The most important role of civic education, as we can conclude, is to maintain the moral character of citizen. The negative impact of the pandemic for younger generation and for students of Indonesia was the psychological impact. That psychological impact can decrease the morality of the young generation and the student. It alienates most of the younger generation and student from the true social and moral nature of Indonesian that has been stated inside Pancasila and Undang-Undang Dasar 1945. So civic education provide the answer to that problem, as the main core of civic education was in character building. Civic education, in our view, is the ultimate solver to the decreasing moral problem in post-pandemic era. Sekian dari saya, materi selanjutnya akan disampaikan oleh kawan saya.
Thank you, Genta. Next one is Medina and Aulia to explain the discussion of this journal article. So, to Medina and Aulia, the floor is yours.
Hello everyone, I'm Medina Shipa Urajma with my student ID number is 2000341 and my friend Aulia Rahmawati with student ID number is 2008662. Now, I'm and my friend going to talk about the discussion in our journal article. The goals about this discussion of presentation is to tell you about the material discussed in this article. So, let's get started. Discussion. Our article examines the role of citizenship education in creating good citizens in the post-pandemic era. Because, as we know that society has a very important role in the development of the nation and the country. Therefore, the community must have the knowledge to be a good citizen. As said by Winarno 2013, that a smart and good citizen is a citizen who has attitude and also knowledge about citizenship. Knowledge and attitude of citizenship contains elements of civic trust, skills or civic competence, and commitment or civic commitment. In this case, the role of citizenship education is very important according to Prasetyo and Lohono 2017. Clarifying the role of citizenship education is indispensable in conditions when Indonesia is experiencing the COVID-19 pandemic, because citizenship education has a scope that includes national unity, norms, laws, and regulation.
Saya Aulia Rahmawati dengan NIM 2008662 dari PKN 2020. The purpose of this study was to determine the role of civic education in a pandemic period to create a good citizens. Renewing the direction of citizenship education is one the solution needed to overcome the long effect of this pandemic. This is because civic teaches the history of nation formation, the value of patriotism and love for the country, the spirit of defining the country and character. With the creation of good citizens who have the scientific capacity of citizens to participate in passing the life of society, nation, and state. This pandemic period is difficult time for everyone. It is the challenge for civic education in achieving its goal of realizing good citizens.
At last but not least, Hannah, it's your turn to convey the conclusion of this journal article presentation.
Conclusion. With the creation of good citizens who have the scientific capacity of citizens to participate in facing the life of society, nation, and state. This pandemic period is a difficult time for everyone. It is a challenge for civic education in achieving its goal of realizing good citizens. According to civic teachers have a very significant role in shaping the behavior of students as a society and citizen cultural values of the nation. Indonesia has implemented civic is a very important subject for creating students who love the country, which state that civic education is a major and important component in developing holistic education. The purpose of civic education is to carry out responsibilities based on the knowledge and skill possessed.
Finally, we come to the end of this journal article presentation. Before closing this presentation video, if you have any question, please turn on the microphone and introduce yourself. Or you can also ask questions through the chat box We want to thank you for the participation of all those who watched this video and those present at this Zoom meeting. Thank you to each of you guys for this journal article presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.